Hi Asta, thanks so much for your week 2 submission. It's so great to see some more work from you, so I appreciate the effort you've gone to get it all in. I'm just going to look through everything on screen here and just make some brief comments about things that are working. Overall, you're on the very high range, so there's really not much more I can suggest that you need to improve upon. I've just been so impressed with what you've done and how comprehensive you've been. So looking at the design brief, I can see that you've made those changes that I recommended to you back in week 13. So that reads really, really well. It's highly detailed and really clearly outlines the design problem. This was a really good little page. I really liked the way you've used the copy of your own drawing and then a planimetric drawing and then added to it with your ideas that are over the top. I think it's wonderful, really good little way to work. This page was great. I really enjoyed reading through your annotations. I really liked, I'll just get the tool up. I always forget to do this. I really liked, your inflatable furniture here and, your consideration for this canopy and how it's going to block out light but also let light in, and some of those concerns were addressed really well. I just look at this and think I really want to be in one of those flotation devices looking at a movie. It looks incredibly relaxing and your little drawings are just wonderful. This was so exciting looking at this page. This little app that you've got here, the way it creates those overlapped kind of pastel hues is just stunning. This is gorgeous, this one here. There's some wonderful, shapes and forms all sort of juxtaposed. Always get that wrong. I do have braces. It's not that easy to say that word. The way I'll just get that off. The way the shapes are sort of juxtaposed against each other and overlapped, it creates this really sort of dynamic tension, which is really interesting, and there's more of that going on here too. It reminds me a lot of the Bauhaus style of layout that you investigated earlier in some of your idea generation. Look at these little characters up here. I looked at that and thought, they look sort of ethereal or even a bit creepy, like they're sort of suspended in this liquid. But obviously this site visit that you went on was really informative for you, and I can really see how much more inspiration you gathered by actually visiting the site. And it's one of the key things that an architect has to do. They have to visit the space and visit it several times and experience the surroundings and all of that ambient stuff that comes in that you wouldn't ordinarily pick up from photographs. So I think it's amazing that you've done that as a Year 12 for this type of project. Your typographic exploration here is, really thorough. I was reading through your annotations and you constantly make reference to the audience and the artiness. And you have played around with very different type styles here from very different eras of design. And you are noting whether it's a casual typeface, a serif font or a sans serif font. And I think at the end of the day, Asta, to pick the correct one, you've really got to look at your references again and just have a look at the types of typeface style that's been selected in some of the visual communications that you've collected, and then you'll be sort of spot on for selecting the right one. These shots here were great and your comments on those were fantastic. This is a wonderful photo. You've gone down onto the lane there and looked up through the rooftops, and some really strong shapes coming through here. And this could even act as a layout. You could put text down here, squash an image of the rooftop cinema there, put a date over here in big bold lettering. I'm actually not at my desk at the moment, so I don't have my proper Wacom, so I'm drawing with a mouse, so apologies if it doesn't look that good. And getting down here into more research, this was great. You're looking at, contemporary design here, and you're influenced very much by that. And, we've got different typefaces here. We've got the serif font there, and then the sans serif font here, and they're all slightly different. But, you know, I can see here the heavy influence of that line camera, you know, with those really sort of beautiful pastels and overlapping, and sort of a 1970s aesthetic, really. But it's working really well. It's all keeping in the theme that you've got. Again, this was a wonderful research page looking at outdoor alfresco spaces and canopy design. It's very varied. And finally, your, I've gone too large, your map here, and, you know, the entry point to the Adelphi. I guess I just wanted to know why this page was here. You know, are you going to be including a map in your image for the advertisement, or is it for some other reason? Anyway, if you could just do a summary annotation on this page, that would be great. Overall, it's just really tremendous work that you've done, ASTER, and I commend you on it, and I just can't wait to see more of the same. So well done.